Gentiles that are Israelites scattered abroad.
Matter of fact, the word Gentile just means nation anyway.
Exactly.
Israel, not a nation.
Exactly. Nobody has a monopoly.
When it talks about that nation that's going to be blessed out of Abraham, it's talking about the Israelites.
That's right. That's right. Isaiah 49, verse 6.
Isaiah 49, verse 6. And he said, it is a light thing that thou shouldest be my servant, to raise up the tribes of Jacob, and to restore the preserve of Israel. I will also give thee for a light to the Gentiles.
That's right. Isaiah 61. Let me get Isaiah 61 now.
And this is the gospel. The other nations going into slavery.
That's right.
That's what the hell the gospel is, man. This is the book of Isaiah, chapter 61, verse 1. The Spirit of the Lord God is upon me, because the Lord hath anointed me to preach good tidings, unto the meek. He hath sent me to bind up the brokenhearted, to proclaim liberty to the captives, to proclaim liberty to the captives, and the opening of the prison to them that are bound.
Okay. So here we have a description of these Gentiles. That this is a prophecy of Yahushua Mashiach, of his mission, who he was sent for. You understand? Let me get Isaiah 42. Isaiah 42. Because this, you have to go precept upon precept to understand who the world ignorantly calls Jesus, to see who he came for.
That brother wasn't even trying to hear Jesus out of his mouth say, I come from the nation, for the nation of Israel. No, man, he blessed Ishmael. Yeah, they became a great nation. It tells you that in the Bible.
Right, and it says there was no.
It tells you what his blessing was.
That's right.
You a whole Christian, but you
right. But wait, you talking about the Quran, right?
Exactly. That's that self-hatred. He hates his people. You understand?
He called us back.
You know, he quick to come up against us with that energy, but he will not put that same energy towards our enemy, the white man. He will not
want to save him.
Exactly. He put the cape on quick. Hell, anybody could be saved.
Isaiah 42 and what?
Yeah, 42 is.
He's probably married though.
Yeah, he probably
right.
Hey, that sister has knowledge, okay?
I think 6. So we started
42 and 6. Isaiah chapter 42, verse 6. I, the Lord, have called thee in righteousness, and will. This is Isaiah 42 and 1. Behold, my servant, whom I uphold, my elect, in whom my soul delighteth.
Hold on. That servant, he said, behold my servant. He's talking about Yahushua Mashiach. Okay? Read.
Behold, my servant, whom I uphold, mine election, whom my soul delighteth. I have put my spirit upon him. He hath bring forth judgment to the Gentiles.
Okay, so here we got
he shall bring forth judgment.
Right. So we see the same prophecy that he shall save a certain group of people. Here they specify Gentiles. Go down to verse 6.
It's Isaiah 42 and 6. I, the Lord, have called thee in righteousness, and will hold thine hand, and will keep thee, and give thee for a covenant of the people, for a light to the Gentiles.
Yeah. Light to who?
For a light to the Gentiles.
Right. Verse 7. Read.
Verse 7. To open the blind eyes.
To open the blind eyes.
To bring out the prisoners from the prison.
Okay, that's the second description. Read.
And them that sin in darkness out of the prison house.
Okay, so here we got 3 descriptions of the Gentiles. Go down to verse 16.
Verse 16. And I will bring the blind by the way that they knew not. I will lead them in the path that they have not known. I will make darkness light before them, and crooked things straight. Right? The things will I do unto them, and not forsake them.
That's right. Verse 22. So here it's further expounded on the description of the Gentiles. Read.
Verse 22. But this is a people robbed and spoiled.
A people robbed and spoiled.
They are all of them snared in holes, and they are hid in prison houses.
So again, they're hid in prison houses, and they're robbed and spoiled. You understand?
And that fits who? The blacks and Hispanics.
Exactly. So here it's
not
starting
no
to
damn
narrow.
era.
It's narrowing down who's caught in prison houses, who's blind, and who's spoiled. Okay?
And it said he was going to lead them in a way that they knew not.
Exactly.
So that means he gave them the way, but they didn't listen to him.
That's right.
Right? That was
Exactly.
the Israelites that turned their back on God.
That's right.
Not nobody else, man.
That's right. And here, verse 24, and this is the nail right here. Read verse 24.
Okay. Verse 24. And gave Jacob for a spoil.
Gave who?
And gave Jacob for a spoil.
And who else?
And Israel to the robbers.
So here, verse 24 just told you who is blind and who's spoiled or robbed. Okay, now read on, and let's figure out why they're in this condition. Read.
Did not the Lord he against whom we have sinned? For they would not walk in his ways, neither were they obedient unto his law.
That's right.
The book of Isaiah chapter 61 verse 1. The Spirit of the Lord God is upon me, because the Lord have anointed me to preach good tidings unto the meek. He hath sent me to bind up the brokenhearted, to proclaim liberty to the captives, and the opening of the prison to them that are bound.
So we know that is the house of Jacob, house of Israel, which are synonymous. They are the ones hid in prison houses. Luke
4:17, Salah. And there was delivered unto him the book of the prophet Isaiah.
Right?
And when he had opened the book,
so we get to set it. Yahushua Mashiach just went into Galilee, and he went to the synagogue to teach. Read. So in the synagogue, they gave him the book of Isaiah. Read.
He found the place where it was written, verse 18, the Spirit of the Lord is upon me, because he have anointed me to preach the gospel to the poor. He have sent me to heal the brokenhearted, to preach deliverance to the captive, and recovering of sight of the blind, to set a liberty them that are bruised. Verse 19, to preach the acceptable year of the Lord. Verse 20, and he closed the book, and he gave it again to the minister, and sat down, and the eyes of all them that were in the synagogue were fastened on him. Verse 21, and he began to say unto them, this day is the scripture fulfilled in your eyes. Verse 22, and all bear him witness and wondered at the gracious words which proceeded out of his mouth. And they said, it is not this Joseph's son?
So here we are. That's the point. That's the point right there. Yahushua just read Isaiah 61 and 1. And he told them that this day, this prophecy is fulfilled. When my servant, that's what it said, behold my servant, and talking about preaching good tidings, they called it the gospel. That he came to preach the gospel to the Israelites.
Right.
You understand?
He said, is this not Joseph's son? Right? Joseph's son is Yahushua. And Yahushua said what? 15:24. You know? He said he came for the lost sheep of Israel. Like that brother that's losing his damn mind. Right now, that's who he came for. Even that same coon that came up here, he died for his coon ass too. You know?
It's fighting the madness.
Right. Exactly.
But here we see, going precept upon precept. Let me get John 7:35. John 7:35. We see who the Gentiles are. And then when you go into the etymology of it, you see that the Gentiles are the Hellenized Jews, or just the Hellenized Israelites, which I believe the second Maccabees is going into. It goes into it that it was
a law that we couldn't keep our customs and call ourselves.
exactly. If you kept the Sabbath day, or if you even called yourself a Jew in that Greek captivity, you was being put to death. You understand?
John chapter 7 verse 35. Then said the Jews among themselves, whether will he go, that we shall not find him? Will he go unto the dispersed among the Gentiles, the dispersed among the Gentiles,
That's right.
and teach the Gentiles?
That's a cold cut.
So who are the dispersed among the Gentiles?
Exactly.
The dispersed among the nations.
We just read that the curse put on the Israelites is that they would be scattered
Throughout all nations.
Before we come out, let me get Acts 25. Because the Christian church is madness. You just saw a great example of what the Christian church produces. Like a double-minded man, James 1 and 8. A double-minded man is unstable in all his ways. You understand? That man was bugged out of his mind. coming up against the scriptures and claiming Jesus. You understand? So read that.
This is Acts 2 and 5. And they were dwelling at Jerusalem, Jews, devout men out of every nation under heaven.
Out of where?
Out of every nation under heaven.
Every nation under heaven, you got Jews.
And how did they get in every nation? Like
Exactly.
the Bible is a puzzle, man. You just got to put it together.
Exactly. Precept upon precept.
He said in Deuteronomy 28, I was going to scatter you.
That's right.
Right? So how did we get in every nation? Because we were scattered throughout
That's
all
right.
nations, through the slavery and through the captivity. You know? So
Exactly.
with that, we're going to give a call, Allah Yahweh by Hashem Yahweh Shai, and say, Death to America!
Death to America!
Chief Priest Alazar One Lawyer, aka the Gorilla Hebrew, and I'm just letting y'all know I just dropped my official clothing line, Urban Gorilla. Go to urbangorilla.com right now to check us out, man, and pick something up. There's urbngrla.com. We got all kind of items for men, women, children, even infants, as well as fragrance oil, smell goods. You can also check out Hebrew Israelite Clothing Co., another Sakari business, on Instagram and Facebook. And as always, you can hit up deaconsakari.com to get your plug on the scarves, the music, and the children's Bibles. Thanks for your time. All praise to the Most High. Kwam Yasharala. Shalom.